higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't.
There was more to Stephen A. Smith than merely stirring things up. He verbally attacked Sheryl Swoopes, the WNBA senior executives, and other gatekeeping veterans. The ESPN personality criticized the league for its inadequate handling of its most prized asset, Caitlin Clark, in a comment that went viral. This was more than just a sports analysis.
Caitlin Clark, the people's champion! Let's get it!
That's a deep one.
Bang!
Announced that Caitlin Clark and the Fever will be playing 41 of 44 games this year on national TV. They're coming to watch the other girl, right? Right?
Bang!
Teams are moving their game with the Fever to NBA arenas so they can sell more tickets. How about that?
Bang!
Angel Reese did a three this deep. I think she might dislocate her shoulder.
Bang!
You want some butter with that bread? Butter.
Butter pecan!
It was cruel to criticize women's basketball for squandering its greatest chance in decades. No other WNBA player has ever done what Caitlin Clark is doing. She is bringing women's basketball to a whole new generation, packing arenas like the NBA Finals, and attracting millions of viewers to the screen. She is doing more than just posting numbers. However, the WNBA under Commissioner Cathy Engelbert appears to be dragging its feet rather than embracing it. Additionally, legends like Sheryl Swoopes are suffocating the flames she kindled rather than assisting Clark in climbing. Smith didn't hold back. He attacked the league's executives, pointing out that they had missed an opportunity to permanently alter the WNBA's revenue and image. They are essentially sleepwalking through the Caitlin Clark revolution in a league that is in dire need of public attention.
Want to, rather. You were a bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it. So much so you didn't push for her to be on Team USA. So much so you had people, Sheryl Swoopes, who didn't even want to mention her name.
Smith claims that this is not only a poor tactic, but also an ineffective one. That is, until Caitlin Clark arrived. Let's discuss the details. Clark was not made by the media. She is authentic. In addition to being named to the WNBA's first team and Rookie of the Year, she is the face of an international WNBA upswing. What is the league's reaction to her? No highlight reel rollouts, no press splits, no shrug. A brief, whispered phone call informed her that she had won Rookie of the Year. Conversely, veteran players receive less credit in catered events and with confetti. And that's only the beginning. AP Female Athlete of the Year, SBJ Sportsperson of the Year, Time Athlete of the Year, Forbes 30 Under 30, and other accolades are already part of Clark's record.
Everybody talk about other WNBA players being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contributions. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not, until Caitlin Clark.
She has also made the effort to promote women's sports through speaking engagements and high-profile appearances. Even if rival leagues recognize her value, the WNBA appears reluctant to acknowledge that she has taken center stage in the league's whole commercial campaign. Smith's tirade was more than a small remark. What so many admirers had been yelling on social media for months was reflected in the mirror. Instead of welcome Caitlin Clark, a player of a different age, the league is treating her like a nuisance, as if she's upsetting an unwritten rule that players like Asia Wilson and Sheryl Swoopes want to keep at all costs.
Decided that they were going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this.
And Cathy Engelbert, the commissioner? Smith was very explicit. The issue is her leadership. Her awkward, platitude-filled, and vaguely promised media appearances give the impression that she is out of touch with current events. Engelbert responds to inquiries about Clark with platitudes from textbook public relations, rather than the specific plan that players and fans are calling for. On the other hand, Clark is still being disparaged by WNBA veterans like Swoopes on the sidelines, who minimize her achievements and imply that her celebration is fake. Smith, however, is able to see past that mayhem. He is able to recognize jealousy. More significantly, he recognizes that leagues are fueled by professional athletes. That star is Clark, The WNBA is doing more than simply a mistake if they keep treating Caitlin Clark like another rookie. The biggest opportunity they have ever had to raise awareness of the league is being destroyed. It is Smith's responsibility to raise the alarm.
But if you went the opposite direction, it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position to get yours. But you didn't do it. You do it.
Sponsors and fans are also paying attention. Do you think the WNBA will wake up at last? I thought the winner of Rookie of the Year before was really up for debate. Do you believe that such delusions can occur? But we shouldn't act as though incapacity is the only factor at play. Supporters are beginning to suspect that power struggles occurring behind the scenes are influencing Clark's treatment. One of the league's original stars, Sheryl Swoopes, has a history of attacking Clark while claiming that she is standing up for the sport. She has denied her influence, accused Clark of being overhyped,
Raid in the league in regards to Clark with WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes herself,
and even implied that she hasn't merited her fame. What is the subtext? The novices should be aware of their position because this league is for the more seasoned players. Would you say that all 3 of those seasons were the most dominant in your career?
You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know better than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it. You know that. Stop it.
Furthermore, she is not generating because she is ostentatious or noisy. In the ranks, on the court, and in the theater. Additionally, Smith's tirade was not anti-WNBA. In reverse, it was the opposite. They begged the league to stop hurting itself. He referred to Clark as the path out of obscurity and pleaded with the league to cease allowing personal goals to impede advancement.
Actually, a debate on who was Rookie of the Year last year being that delusional. Bang! People need to understand she saved this league. Powder, there's no TV deals, no ad sponsorships, heck, no shoe deals for you, jewelries, no McDonald's money. The league losing millions of dollars each year. She saved them from bankruptcy. Time to be grateful. Bang! 93% of her games on national TV. She's like that. Bang!
His message was straightforward. Caitlin Clark's contributions to the game are beneficial even if you don't like her. The WNBA's handling of its biggest star is being watched by all. Moreover, losing will be a marketing catastrophe rather than merely a lost chance. Caitlin Clark's dominance extends beyond the court. In women's sports, she is changing the definition of what it means to be a marketable athlete. The cultural buzz, sold-out performances, and endorsements all shout superstar. However, a league that is prepared to fully support her and allow her to lead them to the next level is the only thing lacking.
WNBA MVPs in your career, would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
Man, I can't. Bro, Sheryl Swoopes is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that
Sheryl Swoopes and Kathy Engelbert may have to watch the most significant event in WNBA history unfold from the sidelines if they continue to put things off. However, this league could flourish in ways they never could have predicted if they wake up now, swallow their pride, and support the phenomenon that fans are already enamored with. The WNBA took full advantage of her appearance, but you players may have done more. The instant when Commissioner Kathy Engelbert took the stage in front of a national audience, the outcry over the WNBA's leadership intensified. Supporters were ecstatic to hear a daring, progressive strategy for the league's future. However, Engelbert's ambiguous mix of business jargon lacked passion and clarity, leaving everyone more perplexed than enlightened. She lacked confidence in her previous appearances on CNBC's Power Lunch and 60 Minutes. They demonstrated the mismatch between the demands of the game and the league's leadership. First, let's talk about the 60-minute interview. Engelbert got the ideal opportunity to pinpoint the generational force transforming the WNBA when he was explicitly questioned about Caitlin Clark's significant influence on the league. Rather, she used a dull soundbite to brush the issue aside. A league never concentrates on one individual. Yes, in theory. However, considering the situation, it sounded aloof and disrespectful. Instead of taking advantage of this fantastic opportunity to capitalize on the Clark craze, Engelbert decided to pretend nothing had changed. The fans didn't like it. Criticism flooded social media platforms. What had caused the league to become so outdated? Arenas are selling out because of Clark. She has gained millions of new admirers. For decades, women's basketball has been waiting for this catalyst. However, the WNBA's own commissioner minimized her rather than paying tribute to her. After the PR fiasco, there were fresh concerns about whether league leadership actually grasped the problem. The situation worsened following the CNBC Power Lunch interview for some reason. Engelbert fell into platitudes and ambiguous promises when questioned about the increase of rivalries and viewership. She made no specific suggestions for enhancing officiating, safeguarding players, or addressing equality on the court. It seemed to be an endless press release. Fans are demanding action rather than rhetoric. There was more to this than a chance encounter. It was a complete detachment from the matters that matter most to players and supporters. Furthermore, this issue goes beyond perception. There are actual legal repercussions. While Caitlin Clark is being questioned live on television, Engelbert discusses marketing.
Are you willing to admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in speaking your piece to elevate Caitlin Clark? So therefore, even more attention could have come and y'all could have reaped the benefits? Now you're going to do it anyway, and I get that, but
Players and spectators are left wondering which version of the rules will be used each night because the officiating has been so erratic. A celebrity like Clark, whose play is focused on accuracy, quickness, and rim assaults, would target her because of this inconsistency. It's risky in addition to being unjust. Do you need an example? Clark was given a technical foul for slapping the ring post during one match. Yes, you read correctly. I got a technical because I was essentially angry with myself.